Kami turun padang, semua dungu berpenunggu. Kami inspirasi sebab itu mereka tiru. Guru kami lain, kualiti nombor 1. Bukan macam tempat tu, asal ke tempat penuh beribu politik. Ya dulu kami seorang pakai, lepas kami pakai bersih pas semua nak pakai. Kualiti kelas pertama, yuran kami tak masuk akal. Mari join sekali, pasti suka kami tak sangkal. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about Radar. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about Radar. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Yang aku tersebut. Silakan.
10 sebab
10
seronok sebab cikgu bagi step by step, saya boleh faham.
Silakan.
Saya boleh bagi rate 10 per 10 lah. Okay. Ni bukan sebagai apa, ni bukan pasal
Zone we trust to help me level up. Cheer up, Lahazon, we believe our grade will be increased. Stand up with a holistic approach. We sure they are great coach. Chill up, do the best, be the best, who the best, we're the best. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about Radar. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about Radar. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study, cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
mereka dapat terangkan tajuk yang sukar untuk dipelajari oleh pelajar-pelajar. Terang sampai dapat. Itulah yang paling bagus ni di dalam ni.
Azwan terbaik.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to our Superpower English class. Oh my god, it's been so many time I not see you guys. So how are you feeling for today? As usual, you know I am Teacher Aryna here. It's been a long time I didn't see you, right? So have you been alright nowadays? Okay, for now I'm feeling a bit better. Okay. So, how are you all today? It's been a long time I didn't do a live for our Superpower English. I hope all of you in pink of health. Okay, so I'm excited for today because it's been a long time I didn't see all of you. So, I want to share something new and we are going to explore something new. Something that I didn't share yet to all of you. Okay, it's like a tips for all of you to boost your grammar. So today we are just focusing on grammar. We are going to see how you want to boost your grammar. Okay, it can be either for primary students, secondary students, or maybe an adult, or also a teacher. Okay, it can be anyone. As long as you think you want to boost your grammar, then we are going to explore together for today. So let's begin. First, let me share screen first so that we can explore together. Okay, so can you see my screen? Now, let's see. What are we going to explore for today? So this young man here asking you, do you know what is preposition is? Today basically we are going to focusing on preposition. So because some of you have been confusing the preposition of time, preposition of place. So before we go further about preposition, I want to ask all of you, do you know what is preposition is? Be honest, do you still remember? Or do you actually know what is preposition is? Or maybe do you know the example of preposition? It doesn't matter whether it's preposition of place or maybe a preposition of time. It's up to you. As long as you think that you know what is preposition is. Or maybe you know, but you can't really actually explain what is preposition. It's been on your mind, but if you want to explain to other people, you was just like suddenly blank. Am I right? Maybe some of you will be facing that. So it's okay. I'm going to show you a simple meaning for preposition is. So let's see. Preposition is other function, time, and also place. So preposition is telling us about place, time, and also other function. It can be any functions. But most of preposition is about time and also is about place. So let's see. Do you know how many type preposition do we have? Either in primary schools or maybe in secondary school, we only have a few of preposition. But most popular preposition is preposition of time and also preposition of place. This two preposition is the most famous and popular preposition in secondary and also primary schools. So let's see. We have preposition of place, preposition of time, and preposition with special uses. So these three, we are not going to discover all of this today because the life is kind of short, but I'm going to explore today for preposition of time. As you know, preposition of place we have been discovered before. So today we are going to discover about preposition of time only. But we're going to do a little dig up about preposition of time so that you will have a better understanding about preposition of time. So let us start it. Preposition of time. Now, do you know what is preposition of time is? Maybe you've heard, oh, I know there's a preposition of time, preposition of place, but what is actually by the meaning for preposition of time? If somebody or if your students or your sibling asking you, do you know what is preposition of time? Can you explain to me? Suddenly, your brain blank. How do I want to explain preposition of time to other people? So let me tell you, how do you want to explain? A simple dimple way about preposition of time. So a preposition of time is a specific time period, date on calendar, third is day of the week, and also actual time something takes place. See, if you want to explain to other people preposition of time, we need to explain this for. Preposition of time is a specific time of period, date on the calendar, days of the week, and also actual time something takes place. So we have four, but we are going to discover one by one. The example for date on calendar, days of the week, actual time, and then also a specific time period. Okay, you can also screenshot or you want to take note also can. So after this is if other people asking you what is preposition of time, then you just say it out these four things. Then they'll, oh, I understood. Then let's move to the next one. Preposition of time. Okay, I will show you the example, three example word we use in preposition of time, the most popular one. Okay, we have a lot, but this one is the most popular. Okay, first one you have in, second on, and also the last one is at. So you may be hurt, some of you may be confusing. How do I actually use in? How do I actually use on for preposition of time? Because sometimes I saw or I heard some of the people use the wrong preposition of time to state of something. For example, they want to state a day or maybe a date. They use the wrong preposition of time. So this kind of grammar error. So let me correct your mistake so that nobody will laugh, or maybe it will be easier for you to tell people. So if after this you see this live, then after this you can tell people the correct preposition of time. Then if they follow or copy you, at least it's the right preposition of time, right? They are not copying the wrong things, but they copying you in the right preposition of time. So let's see. Preposition of time for at. First, we are going to discover about at. Okay. Can I ask all of you, where do you usually use at? Is it place, or is it at 9 o'clock, or at dinner? Where do you usually put at for preposition of time? Okay, we have three: in, on, and at. So the first we are going to see for at first. Where can you find the word at in preposition of time? How do you use at? So let's see. We use at for precise time. For example, for precise time, at noon, at 10:30 a.m., at dinner time, at bedtime. Okay, it's not like a specific time. For example, you want to say, I went to school at noon, or I went to school at dinner. Okay, or maybe you want to say, I usually go to school at 10:30 a.m. So that's how you use at noon, at 10:30, at dinner time, at bedtime, for precise time only. Okay, maybe some of you say, okay, I know this, okay, I know how to use at, but when it comes to write an essay, or maybe when it comes to write sentences, you'll be confusing. Am I need to use at, or I need to use in or on? So let's see example sentence for at. I have a meeting at 9 a.m. Okay, so maybe you are a boss, or maybe you are staff. You want to tell other people, or maybe you want to tell your family, I have a meeting at 9 a.m. You want to inform someone that you have a meeting. But instead of using at, some of you, and I'm not saying all of you, but some of the people that I saw, or maybe I heard, they will usually say, I have a meeting in 9 a.m. Or maybe they will say, I have a meeting on 9 a.m. And I was like, in and on. It's supposed to be at. Okay? So if you want to say to other people that you will have a meeting on that time, you need to say, I have a meeting at 9 a.m. Okay? That's how I want to use at. This is the first example. I have a meeting at 9 a.m. Or maybe you want to say, I have a client to meet at 10 p.m. Okay? You can just use the same sentence, just change a little bit so it will make a new sentences. See, that easy. Next, the shop closes at midnight. See, if you want to state, for example, 10:30, 12 a.m., 12 p.m., use at. Second, when you want to say midnight, dinner time, noon, morning, you also need to use at. For example, this one, the second example, the shop closes at midnight. Means you want to say to people that the shop closes at midnight, or maybe you are the shop owner. You want to tell the people, oh, this shop closes at midnight. Okay. For example, McDonald's or maybe KFC. Okay. They usually close at midnight, so they would tell this to their customer. Oh, sorry, miss, this shop's closed at midnight. Hmm. Or maybe you want to say, oh, sorry, this shop closes at afternoon. See, you just change the word at the back and in front, but you you are doing the correct sentences using the at. That was the third example. The second example. Now we see the third example. Jane went home at lunchtime. See, midnight, lunchtime is not like it's not a different things, but you use this for lunchtime, midnight. Okay, don't use the word at for date, D-A-T-E, date. Or for example, you want to say, oh, I went to London at February. Oh my God, it's a big no. Don't do that. Okay, at is only for precise time. For example, at midnight, at lunchtime, at morning, at afternoon, at 10:30 a.m. If you want to say, oh, I went to the mall at 10:30 a.m., then that's fine. That's his correct answer. Or that's correct sentence. But if you want to say, I went to the mall at February or last February, big no, don't do that, okay? So remember, at is for precise time. So now we see the next one. How do we want to use preposition of time for in? So we usually listen or maybe heard someone usually always say in, on. So in and on and also at, it also have in the preposition of place, but different usage. So this is our preposition of time. So the word in we use for months, years, centuries, and also long periods. So if people ask you, how do we use in preposition of time? Then you can say, preposition of time for in is very easy. We use it for months, years, centuries, and long periods. For example, long period as decade, 1,000 years before, something like that. Okay. Months, February, January, March, April, May. Years, 2021, 2019. Centuries, okay, basically centuries and long periods. Mostly if you want to say about a history of something, okay? Then we use in. Let's see some example. Preposition of time for in, okay? In May, okay? May is a month, okay? In May, in summer, in 1990, in the future. So in long periods that you don't know when. For example, you want to say, oh, I'm going to buy this car in the future. Okay? It's going to be a long period. Or maybe you want to say in 1990 is a year. In May, it's a day. Yes, it's a day. It's a month. In summer means it's a long time period, okay, when you want to see, for example, in summer, in winter, in autumn, in spring. My favorite is winter. In winter, I love to go. For example, you want to make a sentence, I love to go to London in the winter. Okay, because you love to play snow. So you want to tell your friends that you love to go to overseas or maybe London in winter. Or maybe if you want to present in your class about your holiday, you can say, I went to London in winter, yes, last year, and it was very fun. See? Or maybe if you want to say for history, you want to use a year, then you can say, in 1993, the history about this building is blah, 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 like that. Okay? Let's see some example sentence so that you will get a clear picture about it. Okay, the first example sentence is, In England, it often snows in December. See? I just talked to you about winter. Then the example is about snow. Okay. You can also change it like this. Okay. You want to say in England it often snows in December. So you know in December there's going to be snow in England. Okay. In December means 4 months. Okay. Usually there will be snow in November, December. If you want to go to overseas and you want to play snow, then you can go in November or also December. Okay, you want to tell your friends, oh, in England, it often snows in December. Or you can say it often snows in November. So we should go there in December. See? It's very simple. Okay, imagine if you put in England, it often snows at December. It doesn't sound correct and it sounds weird. Okay? So don't make that mistake. Remember, in is just for date, years, in is for months, years, long period, and centuries only. Okay? Let's see the second example sentence. Do you think we will go to Jupiter in the future? See, in the future. The future is going to be a long period. Just now that I told you, I will buy this car in the future. You don't know when, but you know that one day I want to achieve that. So it's going to be a long period. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be next month, but it's going to be in a long year, long term of year. So that is for long period. Okay. For example, you want to use for long periods. Mm, I will build a rocket that can fit 100 people and we can go to the moon in the future. You can also build that. You will build the rocket in the future means it's not now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but it's going to be long, 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 long years after. Okay, you just imagine this year, then maybe it'll be take like 10, 20 years after. So it will be a long period. So you can use in. Then the third one, there should be a lot of progress in the next century. Okay, this is also talk about century. Means like, for example, you are now in 1990. Oh, no. You are now in 2022. Then you say there should be a lot of progress in the next century. Means you are hoping there is a progress in 2050. Okay. The next century, 2050 or maybe 2040. If you want to see to your grandchild. Okay. I think there should be a lot of progress in our town in the next century. There will be a lot of electric. There will be a lot of robotic things. Just imagine in the future. The next century means it's like in the future. Okay, it's just a little bit same about in the future. You can also replace it. There should be a lot of progress in the future. It's just the same meaning. So that is how you use in. In is for months, year, centuries, and also long periods. Now, the last one for preposition of time is how do we want to use preposition of time for on? Okay, you need to get it. Okay, we are not talking about on off switch. Okay, or maybe is not talking about on for places on the box. No, that is for preposition of place. Okay, don't get it wrong. This is for preposition of time. You also have on, in, and at. Okay, it's the examples. The usage is different in preposition of time and also preposition of place. So maybe in preposition of time, for on is different. Preposition of place for on is different. So let's see. For on in preposition of time, how do we want to use it? Okay, so the first one we use it for days. Second one we use it for dates. Okay, so basically we use preposition of time for on only for these two. Okay, the most simplest thing that you can remember from these other two, at and in, on is the simplest one. Because you just say, oh, preposition of time for on is about days and dates only. See, that's simple. Then, oh, I see. So you use days and dates for on. For in, year, months, centuries, and a long period. But for at is a precise time. So let's see the example. For example, we want to say on Sunday. Sunday is day. On 6 March, dates. On Christmas Day, dates. On my birthday, days. Okay, so for example, you want to say, I went to school on Monday till Friday. See, it's a day. Okay, anything that relates to day, we use on. Or anything that relates to dates, dates, we use on. Okay, so don't get confused about how I want to use in, how I want to use on, or how I want to use at. Okay, basically the most simplest thing that you can remember on, because on just date and days. Let's see the example sentence that you can make using on. Do you work on Monday? See, that's simple. Do you work on Monday? Have you ever heard people say, do you work on Monday? Do you work at Monday? No, right? Okay, it sounds pretty weird and totally wrong. So you usually use, do you work on Sun? Do you work on Monday? Okay. So let's see the second example. Her birthday is on 20 November. See? Oh, my birthday is on. For example, you want to say to other people or you want to inform people, oh, my birthday is on 25 November. Okay, but this is really my birthday. So for on, you use for days and date. See? Date, November, 20 November is a date. So if you want to say, my cousin's birthday is on this 20 March, for example, okay, you can use for days and date. So if you want to say a birthday or you want to say a birthday or maybe any that relates to a date. For example, her meeting is on 15 November. Also can, because you can see 15 November is a date. What about the third one? Where will you be on New Year's Day? We don't usually see or hear people say, where will you be in New Year's Day? Or maybe you never heard that people say, where will you be at New Year's Day? Okay, this is date. Okay, New Year's Day is a day. For example, Christmas okay, is also a day. Christmas Day or Labor Day, New Year's Day. So if you want to ask, where will you be on Christmas, on this Christmas? See, we never heard people say, where will you be at Christmas? Or where will you be in Christmas? We usually heard or see people write, where will you be on Christmas? Okay, because Christmas is a day. It doesn't matter is it a Christmas, New Year, Deepavali, what else? Hari Raya. Okay? As long as it's a day and dates, we use on. As simple as that. Now let's do some question here to test whether you can remember or not. what you need to do, you need to choose the correct preposition of time. The first question, choose the correct prepositions. Let's meet what, midday, what, Saturday. We have three options, at, in, on, and at, on. So do we say let's meet at midday at Saturday? Let's meet in midday at on Saturday, or let's meet at midday on Saturday? Remember how do we use at, in, and on? Here we have a day. Okay. So is it pink, red, or orange? Which one is the answer? I think maybe. What do you think the answer is? Is it pink? Is it red? Or is it orange? Let me think first. I know the answer. What about all of you? Do you get the answer? Okay, you already picked your answer. Let's see whether your answer is correct or not. So the answer is the orange box, which is at and on. Let's meet at midday on Saturday. Remember, on is for day and date. So days is Saturday, at is for midday. See? Do you think it's very difficult for all of you? Do you think preposition of time is difficult? After I explain all of it, maybe you found it, oh, it's very easy, okay? Yes. So I hope what I shared to all of you today is going to be a benefit for all of you. And also you can share it to other people. Okay, you can share it to your cousins, siblings, parents, teachers, and also students, so that everyone will know the difference between at, on, and also in. Okay, that's all for our today live. Hope to see all of you again in the next Superpower English live. Thank you everyone. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Kami turun padang, semua dengu berpenunggu. Kami inspirasi sebab itu mereka tiru. Guru kami lain, kualiti nombor satu. Bukan macam tempat tu, asal ke tempat penuh beribu. Politik, ya dulu kami seorang pakai. Lepas kami pakai bersepah semua nak pakai. Kualiti kelas pertama, yuran kami tak masuk akal. Mari join sekali, pasti suka kami tak sangkal. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study. Cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, listen up. Wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study. Cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Bagi aku tersebut. Silakan.
10 sebab
10
seronok seronok sebab cikgu bagi step by step, saya boleh faham.
Silakan.
Saya boleh bagi rate 10 per 10 lah. Okay. Ni bukan sebagai apa, ni bukan pasal air.
We trust to help me level up. Cheer up, Lahazon, we believe our grade will be increased. Stand up with a holistic approach. We sure they are great coach. Chill up, do the best, be the best, who the best, we're the best. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study. Cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up. Hey up, listen up, wanna be a success student, remember about adab. Remember, inside kita, remember about your study. Cause that way, only way, how you wanna level up.
Saya dapat terangkan tajuk yang sukar untuk dipelajari oleh pelajar-pelajar. Terang terang sampai dapat. Itulah yang paling bagusnya di Lazim ya.
Soalan terbaik.